Hey everyone, welcome back. This is Joachim, back a little sooner now with another haul video. This time it's from DCBS or Discount Comic Book Service. Not sponsored, just very happy with the service. And these are all the books that I had pre-ordered since going back. I think my last order and the last haul video I showed you was somewhere in April. These books all shipped out in the beginning of September. So having started to pre-order my books and asking them to hold on the books because I don't want them to ship out each and every month because that would kill me with import charges. This really isn't about saving money, more as to securely have the books that I want in my collection, having them being pre-ordered and everything. So that's just how I deal with it. You are not going to find any good deals with this channel, but probably some other purposes with how you're collecting. In my case, I want to just get in the books that I really see myself rereading over and over again. And some blind buys here and there. But yeah, let's start out. I'll start off with the DC books. This is the one and only standard hardcover for this haul. It is Batman by Chip Zdarsky, The Dying City. This is volume 5 of the series, and also the final volume for Chip Zdarsky's run. And yeah, I've actually read this before filming this, and it's okay. I like the beginning way more. Let me just tell you that in all honesty. That is just my honest opinion. You should read this yourself and build your own. And I think they're gonna release an omnibus out of this. So that'll probably make me sell this sometime in the future just to make 5 books into 2. Because that is how sick I am. Let's keep on rolling with some more Batman books, shall we? The next one is our first omnibus for the video, Batman War Games. When they solicited this, I just ran into my bookcase, took out the trade paper, 2 thick trade paperbacks that built up the series or collected the series at the time, and sold them off because I knew that I wanted this in the bookshelf. And yeah, it's a highly controversial story arc because of what it does to some of the main Batman characters, the mythos and the family and everything. And I don't know, I just really like the story. I look past what they do to some of the characters, I guess. And yeah, to each of their own, I guess, on this story. It has problems. And yeah, now I saw one of the writers. And yeah, I really like this. I like this era in DC overall. The comic books that they published in between 2004, 2003, up to the New 52 stuff. Also, I love stuff being published after the New 52 started, of course. But it's just, there was so many things going on, and Jeff Johns was touching each and every title, basically. And I'm all for that as well, actually, because I just love his writing. And yeah, enough talk about this one. Let's go to the next. Here we have another Batman omnibus. This is from the DC Rebirth era, starting off with Batman by Tom King, Volume 1. And with this being Volume 1, I would guess that they will print at least 2 more volumes to collect his full run. I really hope that they do collect the Batman Catwoman story arc in this series, because if not, I'm not gonna dare to sell off any of my deluxe sized editions or the Batman Catwoman standard size before they do, or at least they solicit that they will make it happen, because I love this Batman. I actually think I love Tom King's Batman more than Scott Snyder's. And that is saying something because I really liked what Scott Snyder did to the character as well. But each of the writers, you can really tell that they pour in some of their own experience and personality within Batman, as they rightfully should, because otherwise it would always be the same and it wouldn't be interesting. This collects a whole chunk of it, even the Flash crossover with the Button, which is a kind of a big deal within this overall story of Batman. So yeah, and then we have one more DC book for this haul, and that is another one from the DC Rebirth era. That is Superman Action Comics Omnibus by Dan Jurgens, Volume 1. And with this being a Volume 1, there should be another one on its way, and I think that would complete Dan Jurgens' run on the Rebirth Superman. And this is not the cover that I wanted, or I don't know if they solicited another cover, but the one they had with the solicit, just I liked it so much better. It was the first one that they used for Volume 1 in the Rebirth Deluxe Size editions, but I'm gonna see this side probably more than the front cover, so. Yeah, this collects, let's see here, Action Comics 957 to 976. Convergence Superman. Never read that series. I read Convergence, but I saw myself never reading that again, so I sold that away. Justice League number 52. Superman 18 to 19. Lois and Clark 1 to 8. Now that is the series that I have not read before, and it is one of the sole purposes why I picked this up, because I sold off my Superman Action Comics Deluxes, and I never thought I would read it, but this omnibus just changes that, because it's gonna give more meat on the bones to the whole story arc and what they did with Superman during this era, going from the New 52 into DC Rebirth. If you don't know, just pick this up and you'll know, because I don't want to spoil that. We spoil enough on this channel, I think, when I'm talking about books. Let's go into Marvel. And this is a big one. This is a Volume 2. It is The Amazing Spider-Man by David Michelinie and Mark Bagley. I'm currently rereading The Ultimate Spider-Man, so really liking the Mark Bagley art. I've always liked his artwork, and this is of course earlier in his career and everything, a different kind of coloring. Ultimate Spider-Man has a lot of digital coloring. This is more traditional, and or just diving into it, I guess. Has a lot of Venom and Carnage issues within this one, as you might can tell. And some of these stories I think I've read collected in the trade paperbacks or the Epic collections. I used to have those, but then I decided that no, I only want to have Spider-Man in the hardcovers, and they'll probably, with time, print it all, if they can, because Marvel loves money. This one just added to a pile of the next second coming of my Spider-Man readathon, but I don't think I'll start rereading from the Amazing Spider-Man Omnibus Volume 1. I'll just go through the ones that are still shrink-wrapped, and there's quite a few right now. I am so sorry, I am so ashamed. This is not Yes Bragg's house, but it's starting to look something like that soon, if I don't start reading my books, as I should. Shout out to Omnidog. Yes, I miss you. Let's check out another book. This one, I've heard so many good things about it, and my expectations are quite high at this point. This is The Spectacular Spider-Man by J.M. DeMatteis and Sal Buscema. And I think this is a very regular cover for it, yeah, because the other one had Rhino on it. And yeah, this collects Spectacular Spider-Man So this is a title that I am not familiar with at all, really. I've read the complete web of Spider-Man out of all the things. Still haven't cracked up the omnibus, but I've read it in single issues because at the time when I just started getting into collecting, those were the issues that came the cheapest and most available to me here in Sweden. And so I've read that title, I've read The Amazing Spider-Man, but I've not touched up on too many issues of The Spectacular Spider-Man, unless you count the ones that are collected within the Roger Stern omnibus. And for those of you that are looking for it, I really do hope that they do reprint the Roger Stern omnibus someday. And yeah, Green Goblin, Vulture, Puma, Vermin, Carnage, all collected here. New stories, and in my mind, I hope these really are stories that are written more like modern comics, I guess. I mean, I expect a very fluent kind of writing. Skipping from one issue to another, just never wanted to stop. That is the experience that I'm looking for within that omnibus. That is the hype that I'm getting from it. So with that, let's check out some of my other company books. Or what am I saying? They're all Image, basically. First out, we have a book that I thought I would never see. I've given up hope, but with this book coming out, anything is possible. I mean, this is Greg Rucka's best stuff ever, I think. It is Lazarus, Volume 4. And as I said, I never thought we would see this. I never thought we would see the Carlisle family's Lazarus again, coming back. I don't even remember her name. I'm so sorry. But I have not reread this series for so long. I don't think I've read it in 4 or 5 years, maybe. I reread it and I decided that I wanted to keep the books at that point. But at that point, I never saw myself reading more than had come out. But I knew there was more material, but they just never seemed to collect it. With this now being collected, I'm starting thinking back on why I sold my Manhattan Projects Deluxe Editions, thinking that they might even release a third hardcover of that now, and now I'm regretting it. But let's not think about that. So yeah, this collects Lazarus issue number 27 and 28. So we were just 2 issues from collecting the first basic run of the series. And then it has Lazarus Risen issue number 1 to 7 collected in it. And I expect quite a lot of extra material within this one, because if it's anything that you've heard about Lazarus, it is that this is probably the most well worked out world that Greg Rucka has put his work into. It is very thought out on the world building itself. I could see this as a TV series in the future, or maybe they even tried to make a pilot of it. I have not researched this. I should research stuff like this before saying it out loud. But let's move on. More Image books. And this is a title that I'm very familiar with in different mediums, but I never saw that Image would start publishing this. And that is Transformers. So with me having collected the IDW series of Transformers, of course I was going to keep on with it, but it is a shame that we probably never will see the final volumes of whatever Phase 3 was going to be collected within the IDW brand. And I really hope that Image someday will collect the final issues and events that IDW published. You never know, because I guess Conan is a good example of how Marvel took over that brand and then reprinted all the other old stuff and everything. I hope we get a situation like that with the Transformers IP, and that Image actually concludes IDW's works somehow within the deluxe size editions. But till then, I'm gonna have to check out what new stories they write with this one. And I heard great things. This collects the first 12 issues of a series, and I am pretty spoiler free on what they do here and what changes, and yeah, just an open mind. I want to read about giant robots that transform into vehicles. That's all. But with that, having bought and pre-ordered that, my friend told me to jump into this series as well, because this is the Energon universe, if I get that correctly. And with that, you should also apparently pick up codename G.I. Joe. And I have never been exposed to any medium or form of G.I. Joe. I live in Sweden, as I said. We probably aired G.I. Joe at some channel back in the 90s, but none of the ones that I have access to. And of course there were 1 or 2 live action movies. I never saw them. And yeah, I'm going in completely blank with this series. Hope that's a good thing. I hope they introduce the characters and don't assume too much that I'm too familiar with it. Please leave a comment if you've read the series and if it's very new reader friendly, because this is definitely a blind buy. Definitely. This also collects, let's see here, collects Duke issue number 1 to 5 and Cobra Commander issue 1 to 5 and materials from Energon Universe 2024 special. I hope that helps me. I really do. So I picked up the variant cover with what I presume is the Cobra Commander, because if it isn't, I am so lost right now. That's it for the Image books. And actually I have one more book from another company. We have IDW's Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Deluxe Edition Volume 17 with the Rat King on the cover, collecting issue 133 to 137, the Alliance issues 1 to 5, and the Armageddon game issues number 1 to 6. So previous and the volume before that, even, I think, has all been building up to this Armageddon game with the Rat King. And of course, I don't feel the same hype for it as was with the penultimate issues leading up to issue 100 before the changed writer and everything, but I'm still all in for it. Volume number 18 is in the next pre-order lot that's going to be sent here, but it's probably not going to arrive until November sometime, because there's still some books that I'm waiting to be collected within that order or shipment. But with this one more volume to go, and this is one of the IDW series that I have not reread from the beginning, like ever. I started rereading my IDW Transformers. I read the first 4 volumes, and then I started reading Spider-Man and other stuff. And but this one, once I got and have read issue or volume 18, I really should start rereading this from the beginning, but because I really see myself rereading it at least once before I start thinking about what I need to do with all of this shelf space. Because man, it is getting tight, and I am not buying another shelf. No way. I have one more book to show you. It is actually not from the DCBS order. It is just a comic book strip that I've collected ever since I found out about it, and it is from one of my most favorite Swedish writers. It is finally back. This is Elvis the Turtle, and the title of it, An Andra Chans, is A Second Chance. This comic strip, if I ever want to laugh, I pick this up and read it. And this is just simple satire, regular life. And this has been on hiatus or been on ice for over 10 years almost. And I collected all of the albums, paperbacks, collecting all the strips, and all of the single issues once it was published by Egmont. And yeah, I was devastated and sad when it ended. They said that they wouldn't continue the comic. And yeah, now we're back. It's just awesome because I love this series. Yeah, I just can't wait for them to publish more of this. They are still going on with it, publishing new strips every day now on Instagram, so highlight of my day sometimes. And the writer is actually coming to Comic-Con this year, so I'm actually thinking about going with some friends and start filming and shooting some photography and everything. Just want to see what I can make now with some more experience. And yeah, see about that in the future if we get a new Comic-Con video. Last one I did was in 2021, so quite a while ago. That's everything for this video. Thank you so much for watching, and I hope to be back with another one soon. I'm thinking about making another haul video of another nostalgia pit that I've fallen into, and that is collecting all of the TV series that I used to watch as a kid or teenager in DVD form, because they're so cheap now in secondhand. And yeah, I just want to show you like the stuff that I like in that medium, because yeah, I want to show you guys more. And the vinyl collection is still coming, promise. I'm just gonna have to find a good day for that to record. Till then, thanks so much for watching. You can check out all the books that I'm reading and what I'm reading currently on Goodreads. And if you want to be updated on what I get into the collection quicker than I'm posting videos on YouTube, you can go and check out my Instagram. All the links are down below. Thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you in another video. Take care. Bye-bye.